Golden Demons are cool, but have you ever tried having a fully painted army by Saturday when the tournament is? They don't usually match. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek video. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from my new lair in Atlanta. Here, this is going to be the new home base for the Glacial Geek as we've moved up here. I'm very happy to be here and excited for all the stuff that they've got going on here. But with that, we are going to continue with the videos. And one of the things that has driven me with my painting and hobby inside of this has been getting models painted to tabletop standard so that I could play with them either in a battle report or in a tournament or just with friends. I like having painted models. You can play with gray models if you want to, but I'm about to show you a couple methods of how to paint Dark Angels that's super easy and quick and can easily be replicated into a full army easily, especially doing just like the factory line method of painting up armies. They're quick, they're easy, and it's not going to drive you nuts trying to do all these different processes just to get an army so you can get that 10 points extra for your tournament or with your friends on Thursday night, whatever it is. You want to play with a painted army. If you're clicking on this video and you're wanting to look at it, odds are that you want to have a painted army. And this is going to be a method that you can use to paint Dark Angels that's going to be easy, quick and easy. And they're not breaking any, bounds, but just kind of show you the process that I go through. And I've used both these methods. One of them I've used considerably for a pretty long time. And then when speed paints came out, I've started to use the other method. Either which way, there are two methods here. One uses speed paints, one uses the more standard acrylics in a wash. But neither of them have a lot of processes in them. Both of them are pretty quick and both of them are pretty easy, and both of them give, in my opinion, a good looking model, quick and easy to get it on there. Is it going to win you a Golden Demon? Absolutely not. If you tried to put these into Golden Demon, they would probably laugh at you. But they can take their fancy painted models and you're going to have an entire board full of painted models for your game with your friends or at the tournament, and you're going to get the full points there and call it a good day and have a good time. So without any further ado, let's continue on and show you the two different methods that I've come up with for painting Dark Angels quick and easy, and none of them involve slap chop, which is pretty fun. Whenever you're doing an army project, you're always going to have your troops. And those troops you don't want to have to spend 1,000 hours on. So I'm going to show you here how to do Dark Angels Intercessors, your basic troops for Dark Angels now. Two methods that are going to be super fast. So we have Prime with Angels Green Rattle Can, the spray primer that you can get from the Army Painter, and then a matte white spray primer. You can also use like a gray, uniform gray or something like that if you want a bit darker with the green, but you'll see. I also want to show off this cool thing that I got at a Nova Open, which is the Game Envy paint cup. So it's collapsible, so it travels really well, but it holds a lot of water and it's pretty great. I had one, the older one from Adepticon. They've since improved it with a wider base. It's still just collapsible. I really like the other one. As you saw, I got a lot of use. And now they have these cool pucks that you can put inside there that have these soft rubber nibs that'll let you really brush, get the paint out of your brush, which is really fantastic. Really enjoyed it. I just wanted to show it off. Didn't pay me anything, but they did give it to me for free. So starting off the speed paint one here, we've got Absolution Green, which is what you're going to use here on all the panels. You want to be careful that it doesn't pool up too much. I didn't do a super great job of that on myself, but you can always take more time with that. Still fast process. It doesn't take a long time, but you just want to be careful when you're putting it on there that it doesn't pool up too much. Then we go into Golden Armor here, which is a speed paint metallic with golden speed paint metallic. I use that on the chest piece. I will also use that later on one of the little design that's on their gun after I get down the base coat here with a Slaughter Red onto the gun casing here. Get it all over there, and then I can go back over with the Golden Armor onto the little like winged skull thing on the side of his bolt rifle there. Then we're going to go in over here, and we're going to use hardened leather with speed paint to paint all the belt and all of the pouches on there. Again, the speed paints just give you that dimension and a one coat down there. You can go with it. It's pretty nice. You can always go further with all these, but for me, if you're doing a speedy project, this is what to go here. I then have broadsword silver that I used on all of the metal parts. So on the gun here itself, also on his belt buckle, anywhere that I thought it needed a bit more of where it needed silver, I just went with the broadsword silver. I then used pallid bone on the purity seal there, and used murder scene on the wax part of the purity seal up there. Just giving myself a quick purity seal done. I then used I used dark wood on the base here. Again, what I just had is I used a texture. I used some of the snow, battlefield snow material from the Army Painter, got a texture onto the base, and then primed it with the white, and then just went back over it with the speed paint. It gives you a really dimensional base there. I then went and painted all of the seals there with Grim Black speed paint to give me that. And you see the final product here. It looks pretty cool. It pops. It's a bit brighter than the next scheme that you're going to see, which is some people want that and want that. So you can always also go darker by putting another coat of the Absolution Green onto the armor, or starting with a darker base, like I said, a uniform gray spray primer will give you a deeper, darker color. You won't get quite the same of the effect from the speed paint at that point, but you'll still get the darker color, and it'll go down and still give you the dimension. So here's the other one, which is using usual basic acrylics and also and a wash. So I start off with the Angel Green spray, and that's taking care of the armor. I'm then going to go paint in all the other parts here. So I've got using over here, this is going to be gunmetal from the Fanatic line, painting in all the parts of the gun and also the belt buckle, anywhere else that needed metal, including his auspex there. I then used matte black to paint all of the seal parts of his armor, so the rubbery parts in there, and just use the matte black on that. And then I went with a pure red onto the gun casing to get a nice poppy red that I can start as a base here. I also used the pure red on his eye lenses as well. Then I used leather brown to paint all of his belts and his pouches that he has on this model. Again, I didn't really thin down these paints, I just used them on a wet palette, which gives them a nice thin consistency. I then used greedy gold on his Aquila on his chest here, and also on the little decorative piece on his bolt rifle. I used an oak brown on the base. Again, I had the texture there, put down the primer on top, and then just painted it over there. And then here's the key to this whole thing. Slather the whole thing in dark tone wash. In a dark tone wash. Get it over every part of the model, head to toe, tip of the gun down to the ground there. Every bit of this model gets this wash, and give it a pretty decent, but also check and make sure that you're not having any pooling. You have the same thing with the speed paints. You don't want it to pool in areas with too much. You can just have a clean brush that sop it away, and there you can see the effect. This is the method I used for most of my army that I had as I was building up my Dark Angels. That's the method that they had there. I didn't have access to the speed paints when I first started painting them. This is the method I use, and it's super quick. You could always go back and give some highlights in it or touch up some areas, but honestly, just with that, you're looking good. You're going to have directional light, and you're going to get that dimension from a combination of the wash and also from the lights that you're going to have on the table that you're playing with. So you don't have to worry about putting the highlights unless you want to. So there you can see the two schemes next to each other, and you can just choose whichever one you want to do. Both of them are quick, both of them are easy. Neither of them requires any additional skill or techniques that you don't know you're either giving the dimension with the speed paint or you're giving the dimension with the wash, and it's just both super quick and easy, and you get a fully painted army there for you. And there you have it. 2 Dark Angels Intercessors painted up to tabletop standard, getting you your 5 points, looking pretty rad in my opinion, and giving you the ability to have a fully painted army without having to take a million years to do it with a bunch of wet blending and edge highlighting or even highlighting at all. As you can see, you can then take these to another level if you want, putting in some highlights, going back, you know, adjusting some stuff if you want, but the whole point of this video was to show you how quick and easy it is to just paint up these models and get yourself ready to go out there and play a game of Warhammer 40K without having to stress about it and without having to worry about it, and with being able to just get a fully painted army on there. Get your 10 points, look cool in front of your friends, have fun, and have the fully painted army. You know, you can always, like I said, go back, put more details onto it, adjust it a little bit more, try something different, but this will give you a result that looks cool, that you can be happy with on the tabletop, and that will allow you to have, like I said, a fully painted army. And it's also nice to just even have a fully painted army up on the shelf. And most of the time when you're looking at an army, it's not the individual models that you're looking at like the sum total of it all. And having this kind of quick method, especially for some of the smaller intercessor models or something like that, really can save you time if you want to hobby more to spend more time and paint up some really rad character models, or it can just get you a fully painted army that looks rad on the table. Once you have a fully painted army and it's all there in a coherent scheme, it looks rad and it looks cool, and it just allows you to have that, and I like it. I like having fully painted armies. I like having fully painted units. I like having painted models. And this is a way to get it done quick and easy so you don't have to spend a million years. You can go and start playing the game like you want to. So let me know down below what you think, if you're going to use any of these methods, if you already use some of these methods, if you think I should be doing slap chop instead of just a white prime or a gray prime. It's up to you. I personally don't like it. I get a grainy look when I try to do the slap chop stuff, and I'd rather a zenithal highlight. I'd rather just go with the white, let the paint do all of the dimensional stuff. And then, you know, if you're playing at a table, you're gonna have dimensional lighting. You're not gonna have like amorphous light. Unless you play in a light box, you're not gonna have that. You're gonna have the lights either on top of the table, you're gonna have them coming in through a window or through the wall or through the, you know, the door of a garage. You're gonna have directional lighting, and that's gonna give dimension to your model. And what these methods do is give a little bit of dimension, helping to enhance the shadows either through the speed paint or the wash, and then it allows the model itself to get lit from the light. On a tabletop, that's fine, and it looks good, and you don't feel a need for more. You know, it's not a display model. This is using a model. So let me know what you think of the methods. If you think that it's, you know, it's too quick and easy, or if it's exactly what you were looking for to give you the inspiration to get a fully painted army out there, let me know down below. Keep that conversation going. I love getting those comments. As you well know, I am a member of the Army Painters Factory team. You probably saw it in the beginning in my intro. With that comes a lot of benefits to me, and I wouldn't be in a position to get those benefits if it weren't for you, my viewers and my subscribers and my commenters and my likers. So I made sure that when I negotiated to sign on with the factory team, that I was going to be able to give something back to you that for giving me the ability to get what I was getting from the Army Painters Factory team. So I negotiated a discount code, and if you go to the Army Painter and use the code FactoryGeek5, you can get yourself 5% discount on all of your orders there through them. This includes any of the paints that you saw me use, the rattle primers. You can use the brushes or any of the other paints, the speed paints, the acrylic Fanatic paints. All of the paints that I used in this tutorial are available on there, and you can get a 5% discount code on their website with that. If you are a member of my Patreon, you get a 10% discount code that has to stay behind. They wanted me to keep that behind the paywall as an extra thank you to those who support me in a more direct way through Patreon. I really appreciate all of my Patreon members. I really appreciate all of you who watch and subscribe and share my content. I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for you. So I thank you all, and I hope that that discount code allows you to further explore and get painted armies out there for you to play with. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.